Conor McGregor is running for president, KSI is back on YouTube and still not admitting defeat to Tommy Fury, and someone from Happy Punch might be going to Brazil to fight one of the best UFC fighters of all time. All that and more on today's Happy Punch News. Hello and welcome to the Happy Punch News. I am your host, Donagh Corby. Let's get right into a story from my home country of Ireland. Conor McGregor wants to be president. Yes, you heard that right. Conor McGregor wants to be president of Ireland. So Conor comes out, he goes on Twitter, and he puts out a picture of himself from when he fought Dustin Poirier. It's him toasting a glass of whiskey, and he says, "Ireland, you're president." Then he goes and promotes his beer a little bit more. He posts a picture of his new son. "Congratulations, Conor, I'll see you this week." And then he starts asking, if I run for president, look at my competition, and if I ran, who do you think I could beat? Conor McGregor could be serious about wanting to be president of Ireland. What I can't wait for personally is when Conor is doing his presidential addresses and we have to hear them all via the Twitter voice note, the blue screen.
Do you wanna go to war, man, yeah? Do you wanna go to fucking war? We'll go to war with you, yeah? Security, you little sausage, everything.
You get the Conor McGregor voice note and it's like an address to the people of Ireland. That's going to be the best part of this presidency. I think I might vote for him. In other news, KSI is back on YouTube. He's talking about the Tommy Fury fight. He admitted he was crying afterwards. He's had to push through, do his obligations with Prime, with the Sidemen, but he didn't want to make a YouTube video. He wanted to recover. There's a mixed reaction to it online. People on Twitter are supportive of him. YouTube comments, Reddit, not so much. You know what I found was the most shocking part? Kavos was angry at KSI. Never heard the likes of it. The comments are kind of like flaming KSI because he told his followers, like, go onto Tommy's posts and underneath it say, "You lost to KSI, you lost."
So yeah, let's keep reminding Tommy that he didn't win that fight under his Instagram posts or Twitter posts or anything he posts online. And if you see him publicly, you could berate him as well and remind him that he didn't win.
Tommy's already getting a lot of that, but it wasn't like the usual, like, all respect for the opponent or whatever. They haven't had that. Well, interestingly enough, he doesn't at any point in the video really, like, admit defeat. Like, you know, the decision went the other way. People are going to go nuts at me for saying this, but when Jake Paul lost to Tommy Fury in February, he did admit defeat. He had all the excuses. His coach Danny Smith has come out and he's talked about all the things that was going wrong for Jake at the time. He had just gone through a breakup, fought COVID, all this stuff. But he did say, okay, taking all these excuses into account, I lost to the better man on the night. Even though it was a split decision and he felt maybe he could have got the win, he came out, he did the press conference afterwards, he admitted defeat. JJ has yet to be like, look, maybe the decision didn't go my way, fair play to Tommy, we could run it back. At some point, should you just admit it didn't go your way? It was a super close fight. What's really fascinating to me is the feud isn't over. We don't have a definitive winner, even though Tommy got a unanimous decision. But what we don't have is demand for a rematch. Nobody is saying, we need to settle this with another 6 rounds or with 8 rounds. JJ's not going to admit defeat on this one, and I understand why. He did probably win the fight. He probably did enough. On the night, personally, I felt he didn't, but it seems like everybody disagrees with me. Eddie Hearn, Israel Adesanya, Demetrius Johnson. I don't claim to know more about fighting than any of these people, so I guess I was wrong. I'm in the minority for sure. Actually, Happy Punch is kind of in the news with regards to this Misfits Brazil card. We've got Anderson Silva coming back. His 2 sons hopefully going to be fighting. Gabe Silva will be competing for the light heavyweight title against our very own team captain, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. The GOAT, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. You can't spell GOAT without GO-A-T. But Anderson also could be on the card, despite what Jake Paul's management have to say. Bafava Sports, Nikisa Badarian's company, they were saying that Anderson won't be on the card, that he won't forget what was said about him when KSI was going in, when Jake fought him. He hasn't fought since that fight with Jake, but I think he will probably fight on this Misfits card. And Mams Taylor is talking about 4 potential opponents: Idris Virgo, Le'Veon Bell, Dylan Boswick, or our very own FaZe Sensei. Now, obviously, I want Sensei to get the fight. I think Le'Veon Bell probably makes the most sense. That's what the broadcasters will probably want. I feel for Dylan Bostwick, because Idris is getting a lot of like, oh, does he deserve it? Oh, is this the right fight? Can Idris promote like that? Bostwick is getting nothing. Wade was giving, like, he goes, I mean, no disrespect to Idris, but is he gonna attract any audience? Is he gonna have the crossover appeal? Blah, 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 blah. Like, first off, say you mean disrespect. If you're going to say something like that, just say you mean disrespect. Sensei's your guy. He's your brother. You were like best man at his wedding or something. Say that you mean disrespect to anyone who's going to try to steal the Anderson Silva fight from him. Sensei, on the other hand, he is on one of the biggest shows. He's on the best team. He's on a team with a really great Irish, handsome, not Ben Williams, although Ben Williams is Irish and handsome, but me. He's on the team with me, Happy Punch. So I'm on Team Sensei. but I do understand if Le'Veon Bell gets the fight. It's been a good week for the women of Happy Punch. The Astrid Wed had a big hit. I can't talk too much about what went on there, a little bit legally dicey, and it also has nothing to do with fighting or boxing or anything, but you should Google, or look up on Twitter actually, what Astrid was up to over the weekend. She was into some interesting stuff, and it was a huge hit. Mams was saying she might not fight again. It was the small council video.
Astrid has a very tough fight ahead of her if she wants to continue. Astrid and I have spoken, and she's not sure she wants to continue, but
really,
if she, yeah, I don't.
What was
and
the
I think
reason?
that's it. Well, she wasn't very happy with the way she was treated at the Prime card.
I think that's nuts. I think she definitely is worth a lot to Misfit. She maybe like wants to make more money or something, and she's the champion. She deserves all of that. She was on the prelims in the last one. I think she should be a main card fighter, particularly after this video, which I'm not really supposed to talk about. But if you look it up on Twitter, it was a big hit. It had a lot of views. And she's not the only Happy Punch woman who did well this weekend. Sammy Jo looks like got her debut win. She was on Fight Club in Manchester. She's supposed to be in PFL, but they couldn't get the women at her level to step up. So this girl, Jodie Gormley, I don't know much about her. I don't know what her record was like. She stepped in with Sammy, who is a killer, and she got killed, unfortunately. 8 seconds is all it took Sammy to get the first round knockout. Congratulations, sir. I think we should play the whole fight. I think we should just play it right now. Play it twice. Because it was a sick finish from Sammy Jo. She lands the one over the top. She throws a little kick in there. And this girl, I'm sure she's a nice girl. I'm sure she's a good fighter. Sammy is an elite level striker. She gets in there. She gets the job done. Now, come on, PFL. Get her a matchup. Get her a matchup on Saturday. Find a girl for her to fight on Saturday in Dublin. I'd love to go. I'd love to see it. She definitely deserves a fight like that. Big ups to Sammy Jo Luxton. And big ups to the Happy Punch women. Shout out Astrid Wed too. And why don't we finish it off with some news from tonight. From the MMA Hour, Mike Perry talking about fighting Dylan Dennis. Remember, they faced off in Manchester for the Prime card. It was a possible, if Dylan doesn't show up, if Logan, the cut, if that didn't happen, Mike Perry was going to step in as the backup. They're two MMA fighters, and Mike Perry wants that fight in the bare knuckle ring. Now, here's the weird part about what Mike Perry said. He wants the Logan Paul, Nina Agdal treatment.
If he is interested, and then he would start talking that vulgar stuff to me and get billions of views on social media for people to talk about our fight and that the whole world would want to watch. I mean, I'm down for that. That's the thing. It's like, as the king of violence, it's so fitting, is it not, that it's me?
I don't know why you would want that. That's masochistic. Mike Perry is nuts. He wants violence in and out of the bare knuckle squared circle. But fair play to him. He beat Eddie Alvarez. He got the knockout. He got another stoppage. Mike Perry's like the man in bare knuckle boxing. Dylan Dennis, free agent, out of Bellator now. I think it would be a really fun build-up. Maybe your personal life you want to keep out. Certainly if I were fighting, I probably would have pulled out if I were Logan. I can't imagine that Mike Perry actually wants what Dylan Dennis can do. But I guess it does hype a fight. It does build it up. Prime card did maybe 1.3 million. Maybe Dana White was right when he said not that. I don't know. I believe Happy Punch, the greatest news outlet. Why wouldn't I believe him? Yeah, 1.3 million, 1.4 million. Did more than that. Happy Punch undersold it. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. I'll be right back with you very shortly. Look at this new studio. Look at the lights. Look how nice it looks. Look how fresh, like everything. The sound is better. It's getting there. I'm still not 100% with it all, but we're getting there, right? It's looking a million times better. Thank you all for tuning in. I'd love if you would subscribe. Love if you would support it. Follow Happy Punch across all the socials. I will see you all very shortly.